Hi, Simon.
Yes, ma'am. This is Susan.
Yes, how are you, dear?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
Okay. Now, I've got a voice recorder on my phone and I'm recording you right now. You agreed to do that, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna give you the chance to tell your story right now. I'm actually not gonna ask you any questions yet. If you just think back, I want you to start at the beginning and tell your complete story from the time you went into the congregation to this point right now, and what happened to you, and what losses you've taken. You know what blows you've taken, and financially, what losses you've taken, and the lies that you caught them in, and we'll go from there.
Okay, well, I got involved in, I've got an echo on the phone.
Yeah, it's because let me stretch this out away from the radio. It's because
Okay.
if I just use the phone to do the voice recorder, it doesn't come out very well. So yeah, there is going to be a little bit of an echo. I can't really do much about that, but I'm going to try to get the phone away from the radio a little more to make it more comfortable. Let me got this wire tangled. Let me. Okay. Is this any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, it's
I
better.
can still hear it, but I'll get used to it.
Okay.
Um, well, the reason I got on, found out about Rayel in the group was I was, on the computer looking up conspiracy theories.
Okay.
And so I came across Rayel in June 1st and 2nd of 14.
Okay.
And so when I saw the video, I was completely taken over by it. And
Yeah.
I'm not like easily swayed, although I think I must have been weak or something.
No, there's subliminals in those videos, flashes of light, the kind of music they use. It actually causes a sort of trauma to the mind. And
Well, yeah, because I felt like a completely different person.
yes, I know. I'm an ex-member myself, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, because I think I remember seeing a name.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
They bash me all the time.
yeah, well, I was reading a little bit on your post, but I wasn't delving into it too deeply right now. But
uh,
um, I was completely taken over. I was telling Elaine this yesterday, and it struck me how completely I was taken over by it. And since I found out that it has to do with NASA and the New World Order,
uh,
it's really scary to me.
it is. I've had honestly, I've had a lot of friends beside me that they promised that they were going to be there the whole time, and the deeper I delved into it and the more information I uncovered, they just started falling by the wayside. And there's a couple of brave souls out there that still stick by me, but the majority of them have fallen away, and it's you'll see me mention it all the time. This is a very lonely road to travel. So
Yeah, I believe it.
yes,
But you know what? You're doing the right thing.
that's why I'm doing it,
Yeah, because
because
I was so completely taken over by this thing that it now that I look back at it, I see how scary it was.
yeah.
And so morning, noon, and night, I was on the computer looking up Rayel.
Hmm.
Really, morning, noon, and night on it.
Oh, I know.
And hmm?
Yeah,
and
I've been there. Trust me.
and so I looked at it and looked at it. It was just every day. It was like I was consumed with it. And the negative videos and this is gonna happen and Nibiru and all these different things. I was like fascinated with it.
Yeah.
So and also they take over your soul, and that's the scary thing that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
They take over your soul. They take complete control of you.
Yes, they do.
And
They turn you into a minion, is what they do. I mean, pretty much in layman's terms.
yeah, and so I proceeded to sell my home in Barrington, which is an affluent suburb, which I'm not affluent,
Hmm.
but my house was, you know, worth something. And so I was traumatized by this Rayel group, and here I am trying to sell my house,
Yeah.
and I was planning to go down there the end of September when I closed on the house.
Okay.
And so I'm kind of shortening it a lot. Just the echo is really bothering me, but
Okay.
um,
Well,
I'll try.
yeah, I understand. It's just I've got to have this as clear as possible for the people that need to hear it. You know what I mean? It's just like I understand where you're coming from. I'm trying to make it easier on you by adjusting the volume on this radio. It's just
Okay.
I tested the voice recorder a minute ago, calling my wife, and her voice coming through without using the radio. It wasn't very hearable. So
Okay. Well, I hope it's clear. It's just it sounds funny when you hear the echo.
yeah, I know it's kind of like deja vu over and over and over. You keep hearing
Yeah,
yourself
it is.
repeat. Yeah.
Let me. So I I got rid of things in my house with this idea that I was going away. I was going to go somewhere where I could do some good in the world and take care of people, like maybe children or women and children or something, and something in a, really having to do with God, and the
Yeah.
Lord. So, um, and I just, I have major depression, and I take meds for it, and I've been sober for 30 years, and I'm definitely of sound mind.
Hmm.
But it's frightening the amount of uh, subliminal stuff that must have been in that, because my life completely changed from May 30th to June 1st and 2nd. I was like a completely different person,
Yeah.
completely different. And I had been on a spiritual journey for a really long time,
Hmm.
so it's not that the spirituality was new to me. It was more that I was a part of something. Um, it just took me away. I mean, I was involved with these people, Emil Johansson and Richard Ruff and Patrice Ferguson and, many others. And felt like they were my friends and part of my family, and I felt close to them. And when um, my whole life became centered on this, that I was going to go down there and like I say, do some good. And here I am getting rid of all my worldly goods.
Hmm.
And I had a huge home, 3,000 square feet, and a lot of stuff to get rid of.
Yeah.
So what happened was there were a lot of losses because I gave up a lot of things because I thought I was going to be doing a certain thing.
Yeah.
And when it turned out that I wasn't doing that, um, everything kind of changed. It was like I was riding a horse, and then the horse it missed some steps, and now everything had changed.
It's like it threw you off, right?
The what?
I said it's like that horse bucked and threw you off the ride, right?
It was like a shock. It was a
Yeah.
shock to my system when I found out that I bought a 2,000 square, 26, a big tent.
Yeah.
That was $2,000. A big tent. I was going to live in a tent in Mexico. Think of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I understand. Let me ask you, how much and how often? Well, how much money were you sending them, and how often were you, and how much did it total up to?
I don't even know the total, but it was hundreds.
How often?
It was hundreds. I'd send 100 here and 25 there and 100 there, and I started sending 100 down to the Baja
Yeah.
weekly. I think it was weekly. I can't remember.
And you were staying in contact with Kelly over this money?
Um,
Kelly
I
Patrick?
just sent it through. I just sent it via PayPal.
Okay, well, I heard there was something to do with Kelly. Kelly was telling you that you needed to put a rush on it getting down there?
Yeah, she said I needed to hurry up and get down there because the whole world, about all the time, get out of Babylon. And,
Yes.
um, I had to get there and hurry up and, hurry up and sell my house. And I was like, couldn't make them go any faster. I was trying to speed up the process.
Mm-hmm.
But the bank, and God had his eye on me because the bank couldn't close until the September 30th, and I wanted to close on the 15th.
Yeah.
And so I was packing my van with all intent to packing and stocking up on food and things for camping, things for other people. I was going to buy like 12 sleeping bags. I mean, I don't know what I thought. I thought I was helping.
Yeah.
I thought I would do good. I bought solar lights,
Mm-hmm.
which has actually been a blessing because I have the solar battery and solar lights now in case I need them.
Yeah. Yeah. Those can be
So
handy.
that's a good thing. I brought the tent back. I was able to return the tent, and that was no problem. Anyway, so it gets closer for me to go down. I was thoroughly engulfed in this thing, or engrossed in it, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And Kelly said that I said I would be coming, leaving around mid-September, and she kept saying, "Hurry up and get down here." And the whole world's going to go boom. And then, when it got closer to me actually going there, they said they were going to Jerusalem, that they weren't going to be there.
Yes.
And then, if I can remember correctly now, because I get mixed up on this, I said, "What do you mean you're going to Jerusalem? I'm coming down." And I started to feel kind of hysterical because here I am with a huge tent to set up, and I can't set up a big tent like that by myself.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go there and be by myself. That wasn't the intention of me going down there to be by myself.
Yeah. That's very dangerous.
Uh-huh.
That's cartel country.
Huh?
That's cartel country.
Yeah. Well, since I found out from Elaine, so she said something, and I can't remember the exact thing. I could probably go back to my message thing on my computer and see what she said to me. But I don't know if it's still on there. Did they take it off?
I'm not sure.
Um,
I'm not sure it is what you're referring to.
Well, a little private message box. She said something in the private message box that they were going to Jerusalem and that they wouldn't be there. And then she said something else. And the next thing she said to me, I think, was, you're going to have to rent a property and start Baja too. You're going to have to start another Baja by yourself and rent a place for $1,000 a month and start a new Baja. And then it clicked in my mind, no, I'm not doing that.
No.
And then right away I started coming to my senses, except I had the residue and the withdrawal from having mind control.
Yes.
And it was an awful feeling, and I don't even know, I think I'm still going through it.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's the trance that they put on you, it's very hard to break. You have to be very strong-willed, and you have to completely remove it from your head. And I know that's a lot easier said than done. I mean, I've been an ex-member for about 3 years now, and it still goes through my head all the time. But I know a lot of that has to do with because I am fighting them so hard. Sometimes it's impossible to walk away from something like that, the same person you were when you started. And
correct. I don't feel like I'm the same person I was.
It's predatory. It changes. It's like it almost changes your DNA. It changes the type of person you are. It changes your thought mechanism. It changes everything. I compare it to a soldier that goes out for their first tour and goes through hell and war and comes back and they deal with the post-traumatic stress.
That's what it was like, exactly.
Yes.
It was post-traumatic stress.
Yes.
That's exactly what it was, because I have depression and I take meds for it, but I'm very careful. But the whole time I was going through this Rayel thing, I started cutting down on my medication.
Yeah.
Did he ever tell you to
take your meds?
Oh, well, it says it on the thing that, oh, these antidepressants are wicked and of Satan and all this crap. It was on one of the videos.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And the funny thing is, in Rosarito or in Baja, that from Elaine's word, because she was there, they're handing out lithium to all the members and kind of force feeding it to them, making them take it, which
Yeah,
totally contradicts what they're saying.
it does. And
Yeah.
then when she said that to me, I really kind of couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
And
what they do is they lure you in with light and love, and then they pull a switcheroo on you once you get there. Yeah, and you realize
yeah, well,
you've just walked
that,
into Satan's den.
yeah. Well, when Kelly said that to me about getting my own place down there for $1,000 a month, I said no, I didn't sign up for that. I didn't really sign anything.
Yeah.
And I think she was expecting me just to follow through. And when I looked at her pictures on the computer, she looked evil to me. And because I'm psychic, I can kind of tell by people's eyes. And that
Yes.
guy Joe Monty, he's very vacant.
Yes.
And CJ is something weird about him.
They are, you know, I know a lot of people that whenever they hear this, they're not really going to believe it. Okay, but these people have been taken over. I mean, they have released all the goodness in them and let it go. It no longer exists. They are consumed by their superiority complex that he gives them and the rituals that they do. One thing that Angelus Domini, one thing that he will say to people whenever, because you know, they like to do the Torah codes, and they will tell you that you're a biblical character. You say, well, one of the guys thinks he's Moses, and another guy thinks he's Elijah, and they play on your pride by doing that. And
Yeah.
it's really
Well,
sick, but
they certainly do. And they gave me the role of deaconess.
mm-hmm.
And so I thought, oh, isn't this great? I'm a deaconess now. And I was telling my friends, and somebody in the Catholic Church said to me, well, it takes 10 years to become a deaconess.
Yeah.
And, I didn't have to do anything to earn that title. I mean, I didn't do anything except be kind to people.
No.
I was still kind to people, like my regular,
Yeah.
self. But,
yeah, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is be a member, and they do that to inflate your ego. That way, you feel like you're somebody special, and you know, the closer you are to him, the more special you are, and the more godly you are, and it's very predatory.
the what?
I said it's very predatory.
Yeah. Yeah, well, as soon as I found out, I took everything off the computer. I deleted my posts on a lot of places.
Uh-huh.
I immediately got feedback from my close friends and people that knew me, because they were frightened for me to go about going down to Mexico, and everybody I knew was afraid for me.
Yeah.
And didn't want me to go. And they were also, I was also acting strangely and
Yeah.
irritable, and I wouldn't listen to anything or any sense of reason. I wouldn't listen to anything.
Yeah, they get you with the fear. You know, they make you afraid to listen to contradictions, because if you believe a contradiction, you're going to burn in hell. And that's their method. And getting back to what I was saying about people aren't going to believe this, one of the things that when I was in, I asked Angelus, he was like, I know who you are. I've known you for a long time. And I said, who am I? And he said, you're a good soul. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I'm a good soul, And other people have said that he told them the same thing, and Kelly has told them the same thing. You're a good soul. What do you mean I'm a good soul? You mean I'm a good soul for a sacrifice?
What?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these people that have gone down there, the ones that are really good-hearted and want to do for others, they don't make it very far. It's the ones that are snakes and wolves in sheep's clothing that make it real high in the clergy. And they do these rituals, and I really believe that they're being taken over by demonic entities. And that's the part that people really, a lot of people are going to say that's bullshit. You're crazy. But I've been at this a long time fighting this cult, and that's what I believe is going on.
Well, I do think it's really bad what they're doing. They're stealing people's souls in a way.
Yes.
There was a good radio program on not too long ago. Uh, I don't know if you've heard of it, but they're just waiting. You know, the demons are just waiting to take our souls from us.
Yes.
They're just waiting. They're right in line. There's a whole bunch of them waiting, and you have to tell them. You have to. I'm going to go back to the page in my notes here so I can talk about it intelligently.
Okay.
Because I write things down because I can't remember a whole lot. But
That's fine.
this was something I just recently listened to, and it has to do with your thought, word, deed, and action. And then it's the law of intent and agreement. And you have to say, you know, you don't get to take this soul. You don't get to take this. This is my soul and my spirit.
Yes.
It's not up for you to take.
Exactly.
And they're in line to take this soul or your spirit, these demons.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with that, because these things, they only have power over you if you allow them to have power.
Right, and if you say with intention in your mind, I intend to keep my soul and my spirit. They are mine, not yours. You have to intend it. You have to put it in intention.
Yes.
For it to work. And the man doing the teaching, the show was Unicus, UNICUS Radio Hour. Robert M. Stanley was the disc jockey.
Okay.
And they might want to take a note of that. But Steve Richards is from Australia. He was the teacher.
Okay.
And he said it takes 7 days to teach the tip of the iceberg of this teaching to people. Because people fall back, they, you know, go outside with bare feet to get grounded and things like that. Go to the ocean, go get barefoot at the ocean. You have to earth yourself, earthing, go barefoot.
Yes.
Get rid of electricity, capture your thought, to be sovereign, amnesia. Amnesia leaves us vulnerable. If our own spirit doesn't remember our own history, if you want to know your history, you ask your spirit, because your spirit knows.
Yes.
So, but this is stuff I've learned, and there's more I could tell you about that, but I know you want to stay on track here, probably, but I was very afraid when I first came out of this fog. It felt like a fog. I felt like I had been drugged, and I talked to Elaine Elliott, and Elaine and I became friends. Like, immediately I started talking to her on the telephone.
Yeah.
Because I saw Comet by Lord Rayel, whatever it is. That site that's called Comet or something.
Comet H?
Yeah, Comet H. And I saw the penis head and all that stuff about Rayel, and I saw Elaine posting.
I'm an admin of that group.
Well, I think it needs to be told. I think the story needs to be told, and it needs to be out there so other people don't get taken.
Yes. Yeah, and that's exactly what we're doing.
I think it's really bad. I think it's really bad what they're doing. It's mind control. It's very, very frightening. And I would never have ever thought I could be controlled by mind control, because I have a very strong will.
Yeah.
My will is incredibly strong. I've been sober for 30 years. I quit smoking 24 years ago, cold turkey.
Yeah.
I have an incredibly strong will, which is, I think, what saved me.
Yes, it probably is.
And I completely changed steps. You know, I had been stepping towards Mexico, and it was like I lost my step. I fell off the stage. Wherever I fell off. And I didn't know where I was. It was like I had to remake my life again.
Let me ask you, did it feel like you were waking up from a bad dream?
No, it was incredibly unnerving. It was like I couldn't get my bearings.
Yeah. See, this is, I got to throw this out here to the people that are going to listen to this. This is what you guys have to understand. Okay, I know a lot of you don't believe in this stuff. You know, and society has desensitized you to the point where you're not going to believe in this stuff. And they've done it for a reason. But whenever, like myself, and Elaine and you, Susan, whenever you stare into the eye of the beast and you have been through this process that they bombard you with, you know. I mean, there's no doubt in a person's mind once they've been through this mind control program that there is true evil out there. And you know, the reason we're doing this radio or telephone interview is for you guys. So okay, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, Susan.
Well, no, I think it's really good that this is coming out, and I may
Yes.
be, not sounding real good, but I'm trying to get it pieced together. But it's just when it happened to me, it was so total. It was so automatic. It was like now I'm a robot, and now I'm going only for Rayel.
Yes. Exactly.
My whole life was Rayel, and it was like, I had my own business. I still did shows. I still traveled. I went out to the Midwest. I did some shows in the summer. But I started withdrawing from people I knew and everybody I knew and withdrawing into this other world that wasn't real.
Yeah.
It wasn't real, and it just...
It's a trance.
I don't know. It's very frightening. When I hear the stories of what's coming out now, of what's happening down there, it's very, very frightening.
Yeah, this stuff is not supposed to be real. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be a wild conspiracy theory that tinfoil hatters, they sit in their living room with a tinfoil hat on their head. It's supposed to be something like that, but it's not. It's very, very real. And it is a very, 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 very big... Scary. Yeah, it is a very big problem.
It's stealing our brains.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Very scary. And I got afraid today when I thought about it. And yesterday I talked to Elaine. I called her back today, and I was afraid. I was crying. And it still scares me that there have been trolls on Facebook, and people have told me that guy's a troll. And, it's like you don't know. Yeah. What's real sometimes anymore.
Yeah, it kind of does that too.
It's just after you...
No, go ahead.
After you've had your mind stolen, it's like your mind is a precious thing to have it stolen.
Yeah, it's something that should not be tampered with.
Correct. Should not ever be tampered with. And now I'm on this radar. I've got this radar up now of things that try to take my mind away, and I'm very careful.
Yeah.
I read a lot,
Yeah. See, the thing about it is, they've been doing this for a long time, and they've messed with a lot of minds. Sometimes they find one that they should not have messed with. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes these programs, they create a beast that cannot be caged. And...
Say that again?
No, they create a monster that cannot be caged. Because this whole program is about controlling people. That is the main objective, is control the individual. But sometimes they create something that they can't control. And the ones that break away from this, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Like me, Elaine, you, they can't control us anymore. And we are, we're their worst nightmare, Susan. I need you to know that, and we're making this public, and the best way to stay safe in situations like this is make it as public as possible. And we have made it very, very, very public. So I wouldn't say that you're in great risk. I'm not going to say that at all. I think that if you can get it out of your head, that you'll be able to move on with your life.
Well, I feel that God is protecting me, and I'm not worried. If anybody's after me, they can kill me, but I got God on my side.
Yes. Yeah, that's very good.
I got God, Jesus, the Lord, Yeshua, all of them. Yeah. All of them. Yeah. I get confused, and religion confuses the hell out of me, but I believe in Jesus, the Son. I believe in God, the Father, the Creator. I believe in the Creator. I'm like, they are not going to get me because I am too strong for them.
Yeah. See, this is my view on religion, okay? Organized religion is the greatest threat to world peace there has ever been. because
Yeah, I believe that.
religion asks you to do for it. Okay, but God says he's done for you. And there is a complete difference there. So I mean, just loving God, that one-on-one connection without the middleman preacher or the middleman priest, just that one-on-one connection, staying focused on God all day. That
Mhm.
that that is love in its purest form, and
Mhm.
that nothing can tackle that.
No. No, I'm not. Everybody's talking about Nibiru, the pole shift.
Yeah,
Everybody's freaking out. I mean, I've stocked up on food. I have an alternate heating system. I have like a kerosene heater, but it's clean heat.
yeah,
I have a solar heat, solar energy. I have, you can also burn a dish of isopropyl alcohol. You can heat your rooms. You can put it in a dish inside of another bowl and light it on fire like a rag or something.
yeah.
And you can have heat from that as well. And I'm going to stock up on food and water, but I'm not going to worry. If somebody comes in and wants to kill me for my food or whatever I have, they can kill me. I'll go to heaven.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
not
There,
worried about it. If
yeah.
I can't, I
There's
can't. You know what, Donnan? I can't live in fear anymore.
exactly, and you've been through enough already.
I know. I don't ever want to live in fear again.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at right now because it messed me up. I'm going to admit
Yeah.
it. But you know what? I'm using that to my advantage because they flipped a screw loose in my head and I'm turning it on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't fear. I mean, I've had my life threatened several times in public on Facebook. And I tell them, bring it. I'm not worried about you. I sleep great every night, even though I spend my days fighting him. At night, I don't think about him. I lay next to my wife and I have a great night's sleep. And I know that eats them up inside.
What? You know what?
I said, I know that eats them up inside. It eats them alive. That I'm not, when I lay in bed, I'm not sitting there laying in fear with a blanket held tight, worrying about if somebody's going to come through my door. I'm not worried about that.
No, I've been almost killed 10 times in my life in car accidents
Yeah.
and different things. I almost lost my life like 5 or 6 times, different car accidents. And different things could have happened to me, or I could have been maimed and totally, without a finger, without my right hand. And I'm an artist. My whole life has been making things with my hands.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. It could have happened, but it didn't happen. And so I'm here for a reason.
Yeah. Praise God.
Yes, praise God. I'm here for a reason. Praise the Lord.
Yes.
I'm here, and I'm still here, and I'm going to continue and thrive, and I'm not going to live in fear. I refuse to live in fear.
You know what? That state of mind is very liberating.
It is, and like anybody that lives in fear, it's like they're giving their mind away.
Yes. Yes,
Because
they
that's
have.
what it is. It's like fear mongering. But you know what? I am very intelligent. I am not a fear monger. I am
Uh-huh.
intelligent. Ebola is a weaponized virus.
Yes, it is.
And they're going to put it in the vaccines, and that's what they're doing over in Africa.
Yeah, it's the people that get the vaccines in Africa that come down with the illness.
Correct.
And the people that don't get the vaccines don't get it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Red Cross is giving the vaccine to the black people over there. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah, you've seen that in India they're trying to prosecute Bill Gates for all the people that his vaccines have killed, right?
Oh, yeah, good. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill
He's
Gates
a jerk.
Bill
Put the
Gates is one of the
vaccines
major
out,
advocates and suppliers.
Huh?
I said Bill Gates is one of the major advocates and suppliers of these vaccines. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation? Yeah, it's a genocide foundation. It's like ethnic cleansing. They
Yeah,
they
I don't get it,
well
all of a sudden they decide they don't like the population. Well, just
Yeah.
exterminate them? I mean, come on.
well it's a superiority complex is what it is. They feel that they
Yeah.
have more right to live than everybody else, and that's
Yeah.
predatory and that's wrong. Nobody has any more right to live than anybody else. We are all children of God. You know,
Right.
we are all one big family. And once you get that mind state that you're better than somebody else, you separate yourself from the whole, and you're wrong. You know, I don't
Yeah.
care how much money you have. I don't care how nice your clothes are. I don't care if you drive a Rolls Royce or a Bentley. You know, I don't care if you're a movie star that makes multi-million dollars a year. I don't care. It doesn't make you any better than anybody else.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
I believe that's what's wrong with society today. They are separating people by classes. You know, you've got low class, middle class, and high class, and people believe that they're really different because they're classified that way. And then you've got these borders, you know, that tell us we're different from them because they're outside the border of where we live. And no, it's not like that. You know,
Right.
this is the way they turn us against each other. And
Right. I was married to a Guatemalan man, and I saw the prejudice
yeah,
come up. I saw it come up. I was at a button show, an antique button show, and everybody thought Jose was going to steal.
yeah,
And Jose was a drunk, but he wasn't a thief. You know, he was a thief, but he wasn't going to steal buttons. He
yeah.
doesn't know anything about them.
Well,
But
well,
I saw it firsthand, and it made me cry because
yeah.
of the people that think they're so much better.
Yes, it's horrible. And I'll tell you, these people, the powers that be, you know, that like just like in the U.S., this war on drugs, it's not a war on drugs. The whole war on drugs is a front for drug running. You know, because drugs are a profitable business, just like war overseas. A lot of that is gun running and gun smuggling. You know, I mean, the war in Afghanistan, that was all about the opium fields in supplying the U.S. with opium. That's why that one soldier, I can't remember his name, but the one that got shot by friendly fire several years back. Yeah, I'll think of his name after a while, probably after this interview is over. But that's why he got shot, because he was going to blow the lid off of it and tell the truth, and they turned on him. That's what all this is. The war in Iraq, that was about artifacts, ancient Sumer, Samaria. That's all that is. You know, it's horrible. I mean, the whole thing is a black market system disguised under the mask of patriotism.
Mhm.
And America eats its babies. Okay, I'm not afraid
Yeah.
to say that. I love my country.
Mm.
I mean, people listening, I love my country, but this is not
Mhm.
the country that raised me anymore.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and
Right.
it's
Right.
it's
It's
evil.
nothing like I was born in '54. I was brought up in the '60s.
Yeah,
You know, I was a little baby in the '50s, and it was an innocent time. It was a beautiful time. This
yeah.
country used to be a beautiful
Mhm.
place. It used to be. We traveled all over the country. I've been across the country. I've been across 20 times across the country or more. I've been 6 times alone driving across by myself.
Yeah.
And I was looking forward to the trip down to Mexico. I'm not afraid of driving. I'm not afraid
Yeah.
of that. But you know what would have happened to me if I drove up to Kelly with my van? And the minute she asked me for my keys and my cell phone and my van,
Yep.
I would have said, fuck you. Kelly, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Uh, and that's
That's what
exactly
I
what
would
would
have
have
done.
happened.
Hmm?
That's exactly what she would have hit you with. Give me your keys and give me your cell phone. Do you have a computer? Give me your computer. That
Yep, and give me all the drugs you have. And see,
give me all your
without
money.
my
Give me yeah.
medicine, I get really sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand because you've probably been on it a long time.
I have. I've tried to get down to the lowest, amount that I can be on, and I'm down to it. I just had to take medicine. I get agitated, and I just, whatever. I have to calm myself down because I was hyperactive as a
Yeah.
child. And
Yeah, see, the best way that I can explain this, the people that have been in the congregation a very long time, and they've seen the evidence of how big a fraud it is, but they won't leave. You know, I like to compare it to Stockholm syndrome. You
I
know,
know what that is.
you know what that is, where the
Yeah, it's
person
like
where the
battered
person
women.
feels that they have to protect their captor for some reason because they've been brainwashed to that extent. And it's a very hard system to fight, and we are doing our best. You know,
Yeah.
it's inch by inch by inch. You know,
So
and
you've got Anonymous involved in this.
yes, I've got Anonymous involved in this. Actually, you know, I've had a team behind me for a long time, but I don't like to throw their names out there because you know a lot of them they provide the information that they can, but you know this to the extent that I'm pushing it is very dangerous. You know, because they want me shut up badly, and you know throwing death threats out there in public blatantly, you know, in front of God and everybody. They want me silenced, and I don't want that risk put on the rest of my team. So you know I just want it known that I do have people behind me that have been there a long time. So you know anybody thinking that this is something that I've been doing all on my own, you know, and I'm trying to take credit for the whole thing, it isn't that way at all. I'm the voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just I'm just the one throwing my life on the line to make sure that this gets done.
Well, I hope that other people are saved from this. I really hope that by my speaking out, I can help in some way.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really
you
do
will.
want to help. You
Yeah.
know, the fact that somebody could steal your mind
Yes.
is just like the worst thing they could possibly steal.
Exactly.
You know, and that to me is like the fact that it happened to me. I have such a strong will that it could even happen to me. I can't even explain how it makes me feel. It's so like rape. It's worse than rape.
Yeah, you feel like you've been completely invaded.
Invaded, yes.
Yes.
Definitely invaded.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you're putting your love on the line. You're
Yeah.
putting your love of God and the Lord on the line.
You're also putting your sense of trust on the line.
Trust,
And
yeah.
that's something that should never be broken, especially to that extent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Well,
Susan, I've got to be at work early in the morning.
yeah.
I really really appreciate this interview. I mean, you said that you want to help, and this is going to be a great help because when people can actually sit down and listen to the words come out of the person's mouth instead of seeing what they type, you know, it makes more of an impact. And
Well, I'm just a regular middle class person. I mean,
yeah,
less than middle class. I've been just struggling to make a living. I've been self-employed for 40 years.
yeah,
You know, I really wouldn't have thought this would have happened to me. I'll tell you
yeah,
the truth. If I had something in my history, I just can't believe this happened to me.
yeah.
I feel ashamed that it happened to me.
Don't feel ashamed. This mind control program is something that has been in the works since Nazi Germany. I
That's
mean,
what Elaine was telling me.
yes, this is. I mean, I know you've heard of MK Ultra. You know
No,
MK. You haven't heard of MK Ultra?
no.
Okay, you should probably look that up whenever you're feeling more comfortable. MK Ultra was a mind control program where they'd use effects in the media, you know, billboards, TVs flashing certain ways, putting secret messages inside certain wordings, you know, because the reptilian brain notices things that your consciousness doesn't. You know, like symbols. That's why they use symbols so much because your subconscious registers to it, but your consciousness doesn't, or your conscious.
So they use symbols for done.
Yes, symbols.
Well, I'd like to talk to you more about these things. When you have time, give me another ring and we'll
I will.
chat more. And
Yeah.
I'll do anything you want me to help you with the cause.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you very much, love.
And I'm same here, and I appreciate what you're doing. You're very brave.
Well, you know, like you said, I feel that I've got God with me, and this is what He wants me to do. So.
Yeah, God is thought equals creation, and you're doing it. You're doing things. The Satan is can't create anything.
Yes.
They
Exactly.
cannot create. The
They
only
they
thing
can
that can
only
create is
imitate.
God and
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
and light. Light.
Exactly. The only thing the darkness can do is imitate.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can't do any creation. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're protected, and don't worry about anything.
No.
Don't worry. And
Like I
not
said, I sleep well every night.
good, good. And I'll be in touch with Elaine, and if you have to call me, keep my number at hand, and
I've
I'll
got
be
it
here.
programmed.
Okay.
Okay. You have a good night and get you some sleep.
Yes, you too.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good
Bye.
night.